So trapezoids, one set of parallel sides. So because we only have one set of parallel sides, we only have one set of consecutive angles that will be supplementary. So the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 will equal to 180 degrees. If I put 3 and 4 in there, the measure of angle 3 plus the measure of angle 4 would also equal 180 degrees. But because it is only one set of parallel sides, 1 and 3 will not add up to 180, and 2 and 4 will not add up to 180. That was true in a parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus, and a square, but that's not going to be true in a trapezoid. Okay? So, the first few problems on your homework are going to look something like this, where let's say this is 85 degrees. Yeah, and you have to find the measure of angle x. Well, to find x, all you're going to do is take 180 and subtract 85 from it, which would get you 95. And then if we threw some algebra into the mix, such as something like this, x plus 3 degrees and 70 degrees, then we would just add those together and equal it to 180 and solve from there. So x plus 73 equals 180. Subtracting that gets us, what, 107 would be your x. Okay? So those are the easiest parts of just a plain old trapezoid. So the only thing that you're going to ever get out of just a plain old trapezoid is that your consecutive interior angles are going to be supplementary. And it's only the ones that will be with the parallel sides. Okay? Alright, just shout at me if you need me to slow down at any point. So the only other thing that we need to get into is where there's actually some interesting stuff happening in isosceles trapezoids. So there's a bunch of things we have to cover with those. Alright, I'm going to erase this. I'm also recording this so I can put that video on Google Classroom in case this goes too fast and you need to revisit. Alright, so let's erase that. So an isosceles trapezoid is where all the fun stuff happens. So in an isosceles trapezoid, if you guys remember, an isosceles triangle was a triangle, don't put this in your notes, just watch, was a triangle that had two congruent legs. Well, if I chopped off the top of that triangle and connected it, now I just created an isosceles trapezoid. So an isosceles trapezoid is a trapezoid that has two congruent sides. So we still have our one set of parallel sides, top and bottom. We're going to call those the bases. Here, go play with Kaylee. See what she's doing.
I'm doing that.
Okay. Thanks for being a good big sister. So the top and the bottom that are your parallel parts are your bases, and then the congruent sides we're going to call the legs. So in an isosceles trapezoid, we know that the base angles are going to be congruent, just like in an isosceles triangle. So this angle and that angle will be congruent to each other on that bottom base. But because we have two bases, I have another set of base angles at the top that will also be congruent to each other. So I'm going to put double tick marks up there. Okay? So, in an isosceles trapezoid, your base angles are congruent. Your diagonals are actually congruent also. Though on your homework I don't have anything specific to that. But that'd be just something to know. Your diagonals are going to be congruent to each other. So we've got base angles congruent. So you might see something like this. For an example, isosceles triangle or isosceles trapezoid. This is 60 degrees. Find x, find y. So if we wanted to find x, well, x would be equal to just 180 minus 60. So x is equal to 120, because we know that those have to be supplementary to each other. And x and y are base angles to the top base, and since it's isosceles, those base angles would be congruent, so that would make y also be 120 degrees. Okay, so in an isosceles trapezoid, your base angles are going to be congruent. And if I really want to find that lower right-hand angle, that would just be another 60 degrees. Okay, so those are our angles inside an isosceles trapezoid. We've got our angles inside of a regular trapezoid. And so now the last thing we have to cover is what's called the mid-segment of a trapezoid. Am I good to erase? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, again, like I said, I'm recording this and I'll throw it up there in Google Classroom for you guys. So the last thing we have to cover is the mid-segment of a trapezoid, which that should not be a new phrase. We've had that before back in chapter 5.
No!
Kaylee, please. So if you guys remember, don't write this, just watch. Your mid-segment artwork. Find the midpoint, connect. Find the midpoint, connect. Do you guys remember doing that? I'm assuming yes. So the mid-segment of a trapezoid is very similar. Go away. There we go.
No!
So when you have your trapezoid,
No!
Kaylee, just let him alone.
No!
It's nap time soon. Okay, so if you find the midpoint of one of your non-parallel sides, so that left side, and you find the midpoint of the other side, and then connect it, you've now created the mid-segment of the trapezoid. And the beauty of this is, if you guys remember, back when we had our triangle, so don't write this pink part, if this was 10, do you remember that the mid-segment was half of that? So 5? So now let's use our intuition here. If I took away the top and turned my triangle into a trapezoid, any guesses on what the middle of that would be? Yeah, 7.5, right? You have to find the middle of 5 and 10. So how do we find the middle of something? Well, we average it, add it, and divide by 2. So your mid-segment length is equal to base 1 plus base 2 cut in half. Making some eggs. Oh. Okay, so for example, thank you. If this was 7 and this was 13, and we had to find the length of the mid-segment, so mid-segment X. I can't get these out of there.
I want to help you.
Can you help him get these out? So to find X, we would do, okay, 7 plus 13 divided by 2.
I want help.
So 7 plus 13 is 20. Half of 20 is 10. Keep going, doing your dot artwork. Okay. You may have to do it in reverse. So let's say our problem was the same one, but you were given different information. So if we had this as our trapezoid, and here's our mid-segment. Let's put our X up here. We'll make our mid-segment 10 and this base 13. So to do it in reverse, we could either just think about how do I go from 10 to 13. I add 3. So to go backwards, we could subtract 3, which would get you to 7. Or if someone just put a chat, I can't see it. I'll get to that after I'm done sharing my screen. Or we could do my mid-segment is equal to x plus 13 divided by 2. To get rid of divide by 2, multiply by 2 on both sides, which gets us 20 equals x plus 13. Subtracting that gets you x equals 7. Again, the algebra is a bit more complicated. It might just be easier to see, well, if I'm going from 10 to 13, that's going up 3 more. So to go smaller, let's go less 3 more. Okay?
What do with my pad?
So there's our mid-segments. We talked about isosceles trapezoids. We talked about regular trapezoids. So for your homework, let's share that. Could you imagine if we had to do this next year, guys?
I want my bed.
I think I would go insane.
Mommy.
It's so much nicer to just get away sometimes. Okay, so on Google Classroom, I'm going to share a window. Why is it not sharing that? Alright, let's just share my whole screen. Okay, so in Google Classroom, you will see a homework assignment under classwork. It says trapezoid homework problems. You will click on that and solve those 8 questions. So again, you're just either finding the supplement of something. Supplement, I think, is the first 3. Here you have an isosceles trapezoid. And then the last few, these 2 are mid-segment problems. And then another supplementary problem. Okay.